Good morning, friends. This is Professor Ripuranjan Sinha, Professor Information and Communication Technology, promoter United Nations Sustainable Agenda 2030, Uganda Development Agenda 2040, African Union Development Growth Agenda 2063, India Growth Agenda 20 India at 75, and as a development consultant of Republic of South Sudan, as a educationalist, as an educationalist, I'm going to discuss for the Indian education systems, especially Indian higher education, that's change needed, for immediate change needed in the Indian education systems, especially. So today I'm going to discuss about that. Seven immediate change needed in the Indian education systems. So it, in this process, we are going to proceed further. We cannot deny the fact that the Indian government and institutions have been working to reform the existing education models. However, there are still several issues which are required to be taken care of. While we all understand how crucial education is to shape our life, it has also been a major problem in our country. There are several issues that our Indian education system is grappled with. We cannot deny the fact that the government, Indian government and institutions have been working to reform the existing education model. However, there are still several issues which are required to be taken care of. So today we are discussing about that seven immediate change needed to the Indian education systems because the only change is permanent. Number one, that is rote learning. We have progressed with time. However, we still have not been able to move away from the rote learning. While we know that IB school are changing the education system at their level, but we also need to understand that population that goes to IB school is very limited in nature. Not everyone can afford the education system that they offer. Hence, the government need to take the portion in their hands and eradicate rote learning from the school at all the levels. The school must be encouraged to introduce conceptual learning which avoid students to mug up with what they are being taught. While this will help students to understand the concept better, they will also be able to retain and apply them better. Second important, that is the evaluation systems. So marks still continue to play the most important card in deciding the future of children, and this often come down upon the student as a wording factor. The presence of make often make student underperform. Instead of focusing the evaluation of 3 hours examination, the focus evaluation should be classroom, participant by the student, projects, communication, and leadership skill and extracurricular activities. But we are not measuring it. We are measuring only based on the 3 hour performance evaluation systems. Third very important thing is that equal respect to the all subjects. We continue to survive in the education system where science stream toppers and toppers the stream hierarchy. Students are pushed to become a machine with only goals for high profile subject, and subject like language, communication, arts are looked down and are not considered high profile. Students should rather be pushed to pursue the subject that they like instead of creating a different differentiation between subjects. Fourth, better training of educators. Teachers play the most important role in the school and they should be given the best of the classroom training. After all, they are shaping the future of the nation. The children, teachers are often considered as the second parents. Thus, they should be imparted their training in a way that they can act as a parent to the children away from their home. While teaching, they should create a congenial and home-like atmosphere where students can feel the empathy and love in the classroom, and which can often can be reflected in their behaviors. Next is a very important thing, that is introduction of the technology. With all known, we have incepted in the era of fourth industrial revolution, and after the COVID, we are we are living the resonance of the technology and state AR. Technology and education system cannot be kept apart. A student must be taught about technology right from the early years of their education. Definitely, COVID, uh, coronavirus did a very great job so that it does not come like a alien thing in the later times. Indian school must embrace technology and education with their open heart, propagate the same to the student as it is there, where their future lies. And next is the personalized education. Indian education need to realize that the absorption of power of every student cannot be same. Hence, the teaching method also cannot remain the same for every student in the class of 30. Some students have faster learning pace and some are slow. Teacher must have a keen eye on the objectives of their students. While it is not humanly possible for the single teacher to pay attention to every student, a student must start looking at the use of technology like artificial intelligence and chatbot who can become the helping hand to the teacher as well as us. Next very important thing is that we need to change that teach them the purpose of education, because our students or peoples or human resource forthcoming resource is not able to understand what are the purpose of education. Our education system is still having the futures that colonial education inbuilt. Education is not always about becoming a big rich person. It should be about humanism. Student must also be taught in a depth about the model of life and encouraged with the humanistic value. They should be taught that life is much beyond money and success is not measured in the money. If the Indian education system start taking this point into serious consideration, we can attain the level of base education system in the world. It is high that we as a country start taking education above the medicure level, that we have been engaged with the princess education from the holistic approach. So let's try to change the basic agenda, seven immediate change needed in the education system without any fault. That is number one, road learning. Road learning should be changes, must be changes. Second is evaluation system. It must be system changes, because third is equal respect to all the subject must be and the cases with better training of educators. And next is the introduction of technology must be, and personalized education must be, and take them the purpose of education is the primary concern. So thanks for watching this immediate change needed programs for the education reform strategy of the India next 2050, India next 2050, that is innovation program, that seven immediate change needed in the education sector. Thanks for watching. This is a Professor Ripuranjan Sinha, promote Professor Information and Communication Technology, promoter global innovation, peace, and sustainable development, and promoter United Nations Sustainable Development Agenda 2030, African Union Development Agenda 2063, Uganda Development Agenda 2040, and India Growth Index at India 75. As a Director General of Council for Sustainable Peace and Development, President Innovation Society of India, and as an educationalist, I am inviting to be the parts of this journey to make India sustainable, resilient as a developed India status. Let's join our great green movement for the purpose of the create scientific temper in the world. Thank you very much.